That's hit deep into left, and that's out of here. Safe.
Abate and Bone are deep for the Black Cats, kicking it off for Perryville, number 7, Chris Zahner. As we are underway, line drive kick will take a hop, jump over one of the up men, and stick it by Abate near the 25-yard line. Gets up to the 30 to the 35, brought down just shy of the 40. Decent field position to start it off for Herculaneum. 1st and 10 on their own, looks to be about the 38-yard line.
That's exactly what Herculaneum wanted, getting off that first drive. Pretty decent field right now where they are, but we'll see what they can do with it. Pretty good run by Abate as well. He schooled a couple guys there.
He returned it about almost 20 yards. Black Cats coming out in a power I formation. How about this? That's a little different. And they give it to one of the up men in the line and across the middle. A couple of yards picked up there by the ball carrier. And it looked like it was Shores, the fullback, who actually got the carry. And Shores got himself about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up. Tim Shores, Brian Bone, Frankie Abate in that backfield with Blake Womack as the quarterback. We'll go over the line in a minute. Snap taken by Womack. He gives it again to one of the up there. It's Abate getting into the near side. Over across the 50 to the 40. Foot race down the left sideline. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He will score. Frankie Abate got some room up the middle, broke it to the inside and down the sideline. And on the second play from scrimmage, Herculaneum scores their first touchdown of the season.
Goodness. What a great job for Abate to get out of that pack right in the middle, and somehow he got out of that, and every Perryville Pirate was sitting there waiting, but they just missed him coming out of that left side.
Back for the extra point for Herculaneum is number 78, Jimmy Creeley. Plenty of distance on that one as he puts it through the uprights, just like that. Herculaneum on the second play from scrimmage scores a touchdown. They lead it 7-0 over Perryville. We're back in 1 minute for the kickoff here on 1400 KJFF. Herculaneum scores on their first offensive possession. They lead 7-0 as the kick is now on to Perryville. Pirates will take it from the 10-yard line, straight up the gut, some room there, and is slowed down just a bit at the 30, across to the 35 before being brought down. Pretty good return by 24, Lee Thaxton, for the Perryville Pirates, and it gives them decent field position for their first drive.
And we just saw Herculaneum have a pretty good position on the field, and the Pirates are wanting to repeat what Herculaneum just did, get that early score.
On the 36-yard line for Perryville, as the Pirates line it up, 1st and 10, I formation. 2 receivers split off to the left side, 1 to the right. Under center is their quarterback as they give it back to Thaxton up the middle, and he gets a few yards and then brought down by several Black Cat defenders. Maybe a yard on that play as number 24 gets the first carry. Lee Thaxton, who was actually not slated to start in the lineup that I was given, but he gets the first carry of the ball game. So how about that? Things can change so quickly in football. It's 2nd down and about 8.5 yards or so, but again, not much there for the ball carrier. Thaxton again in the deep man in the backfield. Under center is Bowens, their quarterback, number 11, Joey Bowens. He looks to pass, brings it over the middle, overshoots his target. Intended for Cassinger, and it's thrown over his head and incomplete, brings up 2nd and long.
Tell you what, Ryan, that was almost on the beat Abate right there. He was in the backfield, or not in the backfield rather, but on the defensive side, and all of a sudden it was in his line of sight. It looked like he could have caught that ball.
Offensive line for Perryville, Ben Steinert, Robert Brewer, Blake Telly, Josh Pelican, Travis Bowen. Receivers Cassinger, that's Ryan Cassinger, who was the intended target a moment ago. Cole Regelspringer. Kirk Hadler, Joey Bowens quarterbacking with Josh Brady, the fullback, and Garrett Flintke as the tailback. Bowens pitches near side, giving it to Thaxton, and he's gobbled up in the backfield, slowed down enough. Now he loses the football, and it's picked up. Back the other way go the Cats, and they are going to score a defensive touchdown. It's picked up and ran back by Aaron Fuller. Fumble by Thaxton. Fuller picks it up, runs it about 25 yards for the touchdown. And Herculaneum has jumped on top big early in this one. For Thaxton, I was wondering if he was going to be brought down. He was just fighting, and then the ball popped up, and it didn't look like they had brought him down when the ball popped out, so a good call by the referees.
Yeah, that was a really tough way. It was a tough angle for those refs as well to see that exactly where the ball was, but from our line of sight, it looked like he stayed in bounds, and the ball was clearly a fumble.
Kick misses off to the right by Creeley, so it's a 13-0 Herculaneum lead here early in the first quarter over Perryville. We're back in 1 minute for the kickoff. Back to the Pirates next here on 1400 KJF. It's a hot start for the Herculaneum Black Cats. They lead it 13-0 over Perryville. A short kick picking up by one of the upmen. Brings it across to the middle of the field, and then it's brought down just shy of the 40 on the return. Kirk Hadler. Perryville will have it 1st and 10. It looks to be on their own 39-yard line, but they have already been hit by a buzzsaw early in this one by the Herky Black Cats.
Sure have, Ryan. Black Cats are here to play tonight. I mean, they have shown a lot of fight in just the 3 plays that they've had that for opportunity, and they're not really showing off, but it's just looks good right now for Herculaneum.
A score on the very first drive on the second play from scrimmage by Abate, and then a fumble return by Aaron Fuller. That's putting Herculaneum up by 2 touchdowns early. Back to the I formation are the Pirates. Bowens under center. Gives up the middle, some room there for the ball carrier, and then he gets drilled right at the 45-yard line. They mark him down at the 46. A good pickup, though, about 7 yards. Getting to carry that time, number 28, Levi Zook.
Yeah, Zook did a really good job of keeping both hands on that ball going through that pack, because he didn't want to do what Thaxton had just done a few plays ago, just giving it up on a fumble. But good job by him to get through that pack.
Lee Thaxton, who fumbled the ball on that last drive for Perryville, is not back out there as the primary ball carrier, at least not yet. Flentke still at the fullback position. Bowens under center. He's got 2 receivers. Now he brings one of them in motion, and the give is off the left tackle. Back once again to Zook, and he's close to first down yardage. It looks like he's going to get it right at the 50. He gets the 4 yards actually, that he needed to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 Perryville right at midfield. Very important right now for the Pirates to score on this drive.
Yeah, they've got some momentum shifting their way with a couple of good plays in a row, a couple good running plays, and they just need something to get that spark even more ignited right now.
Herculaneum defense, Tim Shores, Ryan Partney, Jimmy Creeley, and James Harrison on the front line. Rex Biddick, Skylar Smith, Brian Bone, Brady Womax as your linebackers, and Dylan Labriere, Aaron Fuller, Frank Abate as the defensive backfield. A run up the middle. Once again, giving it back to Zook, and he picks up a couple of yards. Looks like they bring him down around the 47-yard line, about a 3-yard pickup for Zook. 2nd and about 7 coming up for the Pirates.
You know what I'm thinking, Ryan, is that Perryville right now, they're thinking they can get away with like a running back by committee right now. You know, they used Thaxton on the first drive. They're using Zook this time. Maybe not to wear out their guys so much because they maybe don't have that solid running back at this time. And Zook right now is looking pretty good.
You also got to think, too, that it's highly possible that Thaxton's not out there because he just fumbled.
Well,
So
that's also true.
Maybe punishment.
Right.
Looking to throw. They bring it to the left side. Catch is made for a first down. Brought down almost immediately after the catch is Ragelspringer. But he's across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. That's enough for the first down. Herculaneum did do a good job of converging on him quickly. Not to give up a big gain, but enough yards, though, for the first on the pass play.
First completion from Bowens there. That was a good pass, too. I don't know if it was the exact route he was looking for, but he was open, that's for sure. There was nobody on him.
Perryville looking 1st and 10 from the Black Cat 39, make it to 38. Right back to that same formation. Now they bring the man in motion from the near side of the far, and they're going to hand it off to him in the backfield, and he's gobbled up. Big time loss. Several Black Cat players getting very good penetration there. It looks like Tim Shores and Brian Bone, among others, to bring down Ragelspringer for a loss, and a big loss at that, about 4 yards.
Yeah, they tried to do a tricky play and do some roll reverse action, and it just didn't work out for him. Herculaneum read it pretty well.
Handed it off to the slot receiver as he came in motion, almost on a reverse.
Yeah, it almost looked like a reverse. I don't think it was a full reverse, though.
Not quite. Slot receiver to the near side. As they're back to the I are the Pirates on 2nd and long. A fake pass and then a throw behind the back of the intended target. Incomplete. It was intended for Zook, but thrown well behind him by Bowens. It brings up 3rd down at about 14.
It's a good idea right there, just to get, back into that first down position where they can get a first down.
They're looking at a 3rd and long here, and I don't know if they're deep enough into Herky territory to where they're going to go for it on 4th down, but they certainly are probably way too far out for any kind of a field goal try.
I think if they get close right now, they might go for it.
If they can get up near the 30, I would say they'll go for it on 4th.
That's just 1 yard up is where the first down line is.
They got a long way to go just to get there.
Yeah.
Back to pass again is Bowens, looking over the middle, now to the near side, rolling out of the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run. He's got some room to the left side. Bone took a big hit. Nice block out there by Perryville. Brought down at the 35-yard line is Bowens. He does pick up some positive yards, but will shy the first down. It's going to be 4th and about 7 coming up. That's about a 7-yard pickup there by the quarterback, Bowens.
It's a good job to scramble out of there when he just couldn't find anything downfield. Herculaneum, pretty good defense right there. Had everybody practically covered, and Bowens just didn't see anybody open and wasn't comfortable enough to throw it. And just a tough situation right there for Perryville.
4th down and about 7 coming up, and
they're really contemplating on what to do here. They've stayed in the huddle for a while.
And the play clock's down to 7, but you're not sure how accurate that actually is.
Right.
It's really the referees. So they get it off in time. They're going to throw over the middle. Catch is made. Open field. Cassinger brings it inside the 20-yard line near the 15 before he's brought down. Perryville goes for it, and they get it. First down, Pirates. I don't see any flags. So the Pirates do convert on 4th and 7. Cassinger with a big grab. Sets up a 1st and long, or 1st and 10 for Perryville.
Well, Ryan, you couldn't even play that play any better. Execution was practically perfect. The throw was right on. And Kessinger, good catch, just beyond the first down line.
Handoff, 2nd man through, the tailback, and not much off the right tackle for Zook. Just inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Maybe 1 yard pickup by Zook. Bring up 2nd and 9 from the 14. Perryville, though, is driving. They're moving the football. Started this drive back on their own 39-yard line, and they've been able to move the football thanks in part to a big 4th and long play.
I think it'll be really unfortunate if they don't get a score on this drive. They've spent so much time trying to get down the field right now, and they've done it successfully. But it would be unfortunate if they didn't get a score here. They really earned it on this drive.
Bowens under center. He's looking to throw again. Brings it to the left side, and the ball is incomplete. Just off the fingertips. Unable to bring that one in was Ragelspringer. And it brings up 3rd down and 9.
Bowen's got a little edgy right there. Just kind of threw it away a little bit.
Yeah, that one just kind of sailed on him maybe.
Yeah, just a little bit overthrown. I think he could have laid back and tossed that one a little softer. There was no one near Ragelspringer at that time.
center, looking to throw. And he's going to the corner of the end zone left side. Ball tipped away, and it may have been intercepted. Yes. No, they're going to call it, okay, intercepted touchback. Interception in the end zone by Herculaneum. Labriere able to pick that one off in the end zone. So Herculaneum not only stops Perryville on this drive, but they take the ball back on a tipped pass in the end zone. Touchback. Herculaneum now has it 1st and 10 on their own 20.
That was quite an acrobat catch. I mean, he was falling down, trying to tip it back up in the air, and landed in his lap when he fell down. And good job by him to just bring it down and keep it. I mean, that's a boost right now for the defense and this whole Herculaneum team. You know, they've watched the Perryville team march down the field practically, you know, with some good plays and good drive. And, you know, unsuccessfully for Perryville, but it ends out a good job by the Black Cats just to get that interception.
Herculaneum already leading 13-0 with 4:39 to play in the first quarter. And the Black Cats force another Perryville turnover. That's already 2 turnovers by the Pirates in this first quarter.
We had the fumble early on, which led to a touchdown, and now an interception and a touchback. That's something that, as a coach, you know, you look at the scoreboard or you look at the stat sheet and you're shaking your head, man, this early in the game and there's already 2 turnovers. You know, you've got to be not angry with your team, but a little upset, you know, it wasn't able to score on that drive.
Not the way you want to start.
Right.
I mean, it's one thing to get beaten by a team, but you don't want to get beaten because you turn the ball over several times. That's just not what you're looking at as a coach, and you certainly don't want to start that way to begin a season. Had 1 fumble and 1 interception now. Aaron Fuller had the fumble recovery, took it back for a score, and now Labriere picked off the pass after the tip in the end zone for a touchback. And now let's see what the Cats do with it. This is only going to be their 3rd offensive play of the entire game. They lead at 13-0, but they've only ran 2 plays on offense. Well, of course, one of those 2 touchdowns being on the defensive side. Misdirection, handoff to Bone up the middle. And Bone's going to get across the 25 to the 26-yard line. About a 6-yard pickup there for the senior tailback, Brian Bone, who ran for over 900 yards last year for the Cats. He split time with others last year, being the primary ball carrier.
It's pretty awesome when you can split time and still get 900 yards under your belt, eh?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Back under center is Womax. And a fumble on the exchange, trying to give it to Bone. It looks like Herculaneum pounced on it and recovered, but they're going to take a loss back to the 25-yard line. They're only going to lose a yard on the play, but that's a botched play there. So now it's 3rd and 5.
And that's tough to see also as a coach of Herculaneum. You know, you just get this great interception and then come off and almost hand the ball right back over to the Pirates.
Yeah,
they got to be more protective. Yeah, exactly.
Perryville almost caught a break there.
Yeah,
3rd and 5 here for the Cats. They're going to spread it out a little bit. Nope, now they're going to go back to their triple option, and now they're going to throw a flag in, and Herculaneum may have taken too long to get the play in. A little miscommunication there, perhaps, getting the play in on time.
They're checking their clocks.
Flag came on the far sideline, and we'll see what the referees are going to discuss.
No foul?
No foul, I guess. They're picking it
no
up.
No foul. The clock was off, I guess.
They'll pick up the flag, and it looks like a timeout was called by Herculaneum.
Okay.
I did see Womax trying to signal for a timeout, but I didn't know if he was granted the timeout. Maybe they're saying now that he did get timeout called in time.
Okay,
before
the
running
clock.
out of time with the clock. You just never know with the 25-second clock whether or not it's accurate.
Right.
Because really the referees are the ones that keep the actual clock of how long it's taken you to get your plays in.
Right, it's just a rough
get your snaps
estimate.
off in time.
It's good that the referees got together there and made the call correct. You know, they all got together and talked about it. It's good to see, especially early in the season, referees on their toes as well.
So it was a timeout, and we're going to be getting the snap back off here in time in just a moment. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Black Cats. Herculaneum on top 13-0 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now they're going to spread it out. Looks like Bone is going to be out there as the quarterback. And he hands it off to Shores, the fullback. He comes near side of the 30, to the 35-yard line. 40 stepped out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 41. It'll be plenty for a first down. They spread it out. They lined up Brian Bone as the quarterback, and he handed it off to his fullback, Shores. And he picks up the first down thanks to some good downfield blocking by the skilled players for Herculaneum that were lined up on the near side. 1st and 10 Herky from their own 41. That's just one more thing you got to kind of guess against if you're Perryville. Herculaneum is very capable of showing you many different formations. Here they go again. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Bone is going to tuck it and run to the right side. Now he's got some room up the middle. Following blockers across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. First down run by Brian Bone, about 11 yards. 1st and 10 Herculaneum. So Herky's starting to show some different things now.
I guess you could say they've called some audibles. You've seen where they come and they're about to snap the ball, but nope, they switch it up. It looks like they might be doing a running play, but then they spread it out, and it comes back to be a running play anyhow. A little bit of trickery from Black Cats right now, and it's paying off.
Going back to the Maryland eye, now they're going to spread it out again. Nope, they're just going to offset it, more of a wishbone. Hand off the Bone right side. Nice tackle. Great job there by Perryville, number 62, Blake Telly, with an excellent foot tackle. Got him, ankle tackle, I should say, holding Bone only 1 yard.
Didn't fool Perryville there. Good job by Telly to get it on that tackle. They tried to switch it up, do something different, and all of a sudden, tackled at the line.
2nd down and 9 for the Cats.
They gave him 1 on that?
13-0.
I guess they gave him 1 on that one.
They did give him 1. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Maryland eye again. Now they're going to change it up a little bit, more of the wishbone. And now faking is Womack's running to the near side after the fake. He's going to run it out of bounds near the 35-yard line. And he'll have enough for the first down. They mark him out at the 34. Blake Womack's on the keeper. A nice ball fake and then roll out to the near side, and he ran for the rest of the yardage.
Yeah, it almost looked like as they did the ball fake really close to center, it looked like he was just going to roll out and maybe pass it downfield, but all of a sudden he tucked it in, started running upfield. It really fooled Perryville there for a second. And he's got some wheels on him, too. He was running pretty quick up that field.
Blake picked up about 13 yards there on that run. Berkey changes it up again. Double tight end set. And the handoff is to Shores, the fullback, up the middle. He's got some room, brings it across the 30. Brought down shy of the 25-yard line, but a good run for Shores. Great second effort. Perryville was really fooled as to who had the football.
I'll tell you what, they weren't the only one. I was pretty fooled on that one myself. It was really confusing to see where the ball was in that one.
Shores brought it to the 28-yard line. Picks up about 6 yards. It's about 2nd and 4. Herculaneum starting to knock on the door, getting close to the red zone. Back to the wishbone again. Womack's under center, gets the snap, and he gives it to the second man through. Some room for Abate across the left tackle, and he's to the 25-yard line before he's brought down. He's close to first down yardage.
I think he's got it.
Referees will have to give it a look. Almost to the 24. It's halfway between the 24 and the 25. And the official timeout will be called, and they may have to bring the chains in for this one. If they don't get it, it's still going to be a 3rd and very short.
And they've only had one time today where they actually went down the field for just 1 yard, so it's pretty likely they'll probably go for it if it's just if they go to 4 downs.
No question, yeah. But they still have a 3rd down. They might get it here, though. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
And the chains are brought out, and it's awfully close. He was about ready to signal first down. Now he does. By probably less than a couple of inches.
Yeah,
maybe 2 inches.
Not much off. At first he's like, okay, first down. Then he had to look down at it one more time just to get that second look. Once again, our referee crew being pretty efficient tonight, getting the call right.
Well, you got to get it right. Give it a second or third look if you have to. No problem. Get it right. And they appeared to have just done that. So it's 1st and 10, Herculaneum on the Perryville 24. 45 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Black Cats with a 13-0 lead.
That was the only second time today that Abate has even gotten the ball offensively. The first time, obviously, the touchdown, 57 yards. This time, just a couple.
Fake the handoff, and now they go to the last man through, Bone, and he's off the right side. He broke 1 or 2 tackles there. Got tripped up at the 20. Fell forward to just across the 19.
It looked like he was going to keep going, but all of a sudden, Thaxton comes out of nowhere and just hammers his knees. Comes to the ground there.
Good job. 5 yards.
Yeah.
5-yard pickup for Bone. Time's going to run out in this quarter before Herculaneum can get another play off. At the end of one quarter, the Herculaneum Black Cats lead the Perryville Pirates by a score of 13-0. Black Cats leading this one by a score of 13-0. And here now in 2nd and 5, they run it up the middle to Shores, the fullback. It looks like he's got enough for the first down. Got tripped up, but continued to move himself forward. He will have the first down. On about the 13-yard line, Shores. He's been a bit of a workhorse for Herky. He's gotten some carries. They've been splitting it up pretty good between Bone, Abate, and Shores.
Yeah, they have. Although Abate has only gotten those 2 carries, Shores with 4 on the night, Bone with 5, one of those being the fumble, though.
Back to the double tight end formation. Wishbone under center, Womax. Gets a snap, he gives it to Abate. He's got room up the middle, he breaks the tackle. He will walk into the end zone for a touchdown. Second touchdown run of the evening for Abate. This one from 12 yards out, and Herculaneum finds the end zone early in the second quarter.
Well, Ryan, Perryville just kind of failed there on defense. Right there, the line just opened up, and I think you could have driven probably a semi through that, man. He just walked right into the end zone, practically untouched. Looks like the Black Cats are going to have a timeout. But once again, Abate just walks into the end zone, 13 yards.
Second touchdown of the night.
Something else. He's a big kid, too. He's broad. Broad shoulders.
They called the timeout. I think Herky didn't really have their kicking team ready to go. I'm assuming is probably what the case was. They might be talking about going for 2 just to get them up by 21. That might be what they're doing here. Talk about a possible 2-point conversion play.
Well, they did lose the 1 field goal a little while ago. They missed that one.
Extra point.
Oh, excuse me, extra point. That's right. Gotta work on that.
Black Cats are back out. Now Perryville will answer. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. I mean, that's their offense that's pretty much out there. Creeley is their kicker. And he's also an offensive lineman. He's not in a position in the huddle where he's going to be kicking the football. No, Black Cats are going to go for 2. 2-point conversion. Now they're going to move it up and change it around a little bit. They're going to spread them out. Bone now out of the shotgun. He's going to run right side. He may look to pass. He heaves it. It caught in the corner. Touchdown. 2-point conversion, I should say, is converted. Caught by Fuller. 2-point conversion does work. And Herculaneum leads it 21-0 over the Perryville Pirates with 11:30 to play in the first half. And Herculaneum kicks it off to the Pirates. It's taken from the 15-yard line. Room up the middle. Sidestepping one man, still on his feet, finally brought down near the 35, is the return man Ryan Cassinger. Perryville Pirates turn it over. Herculaneum does convert to score another touchdown to go up 21-0, and Perryville's really got their backs up against the wall early in this one. They'll start at 1st and 10 on their own 36.
I'm sure they really want those turnovers back right now. I mean, they're huddled right now, and looks like a players on the field might be injured.
Cassinger looks like he's cramped up. When it's still warm like this early on in a football season, you'd be surprised how kids can cramp up in the heat. I mean, it's not extremely hot today, but
right, yeah.
it's certainly a lot warmer than it's going to be about a month from now when the temperature starts to get a little bit cooler. But it looks like a cramp that they're trying to work out on Cassinger's right leg. Frank Abate has scored 2 rushing touchdowns in this one. Aaron Fuller has the other on a fumble return. And Fuller also helped out catching the 2-point conversion pass from Ryan Bone. And it puts the Cats up 21-0. With still over 11 minutes to play before halftime. Perryville needs a big-time spark right now.
Another big thing with all those touchdowns, an asterisk goes by all of those. None of those was created by a pass play at all. Everything's been on the ground, run, run, run. The only thing that's been in the air was that 2-point conversion.
Crystal City has a 13-0 lead on Brentwood in the first quarter. Just got that score in. Here's a handoff, tripped up, but still on his feet for a moment is Zook, and then he's powered backwards. Forward progress might have got him back to the line of scrimmage. That would be about it, though, there for Zook. A few other scores we'll be able to pass along here in a moment. But again, Crystal City with a 13-0 lead over Brentwood in the first. Another score, it's Mexico leading 13-7 over Hillsboro at the end of the first quarter. So they're now heading into quarter number 2. And again, it's Mexico up 13-7 over Hillsboro. Fumble on the snap. Trying to gather himself as Bowen's trying to gather the football and pounce on it. Looks like he does. He's going to take a couple of yards loss. Perryville does maintain possession, but fumble on the exchange from the center to the quarterback, Bowens. DeSoto on top of Pacific 6-0 in the first. Grandview and Chaffee were scoreless in the second. Melville leading Northwest 14-0 in the second. Priory, I believe on top of Windsor. It says score can't be right because it says 6-1. But Priory might be having an early lead on Windsor. Under center again, back to pass on a 3rd and long play is Bowens. He's going to be sacked in the backfield by Herculaneum. And it's Creeley who will get credit for it. Creeley sacks him for a loss, and it brings up 4th down and about 14. Perryville will be forced to punt back to the Black Hills. Monte and Blake Womax are back deep for the Black Cats. Or, excuse me, that's Fuller. Kick is away from Perryville. Taken at the 25-yard line by Fuller. He gets hit and slowed up enough, and then help arrives for Perryville to bring him down right at that 35. Really no gain, no return whatsoever for Fuller. Herculaneum, though, will have it 1st and 10 as they lead 21-0, and Perryville a 3-and-out on that possession.
Well, if you're Herculaneum right now, you got to be sitting pretty, and the way Perryville played on that last drive, it almost shows that, you know, that not as much fight as they did in the previous drive that they had. They had a lot of fight there, a lot of good plays, good passing plays, just couldn't get anything going there. A lot of backfield miscommunication as well.
By the way, it was Priory up 6-0 on Windsor. That was early scores. We do have a couple of them where you can update everyone on. Shores gets the carry, hit in the backfield. He lost the football. They battle for it underneath at the 30-yard line. Let's see who comes away with it. Perryville's got it. Tim Shores coughs it up and fumbles. Perryville has got it 1st and 10 inside the Herculaneum 30-yard line. So the Herky Blackcats turn it over for the first time.
This is interesting. This is something that Perryville needs right now, that spark that we've been talking about all game. Maybe it's coming right now.
They definitely need something to happen. And let's see if the Pirates can convert. They had gotten as far as the 12-yard line in Herculaneum territory, but they threw that interception in the end zone. And so they have been knocking on the door before. But Perryville needs something to happen on this drive after forcing a turnover. Bowen's under center, I formation. Slot receiver comes in motion. And they give it to him off the right side. A cut back up the middle. Nice little sidestep, still on his feet off the right side, and a first down pickup on the carry by Ragglespringer. Solid pickup there. He started off on the 29-yard line, and they brought him down at around the 18, about 11 yards. Picked up by Ragglespringer. Perryville moves the chains on their first play on this drive in their attempt to get on the scoreboard. Bowen's under center again. Gets the snap, handoff, off the right tackle, cutting it up the middle, and then hammered down is Zook, who picked up a couple of yards though before being brought down. Perryville has a lot of smaller, elusive running backs.
Yeah, Zook is one of those for sure. He's a little guy, and when he hits that pack, he tries to power and keeps his legs moving. That time, he wasn't going anywhere, though.
Now, Zook is not a big guy. Neither is Ragglespringer. Even the young man who got the early carries, Thaxton, not a very big guy either.
All of them about 160 pounds.
About 4 yards were picked up there by Zook. He is the deep man in this formation again. They bring Ragglespringer in motion. They're going to throw a quick pitch, quick slant over the right side. The pass is caught and completed to Jared Hotop. He's lined up as the right side receiver. And he's going to pick up a first down on that reception. The ball down to the inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Make it the 6. First and goal, Perryville from the 6-yard line. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the half. Herculaneum on top 21-0. Perryville looking to score for the first time.
Well, they haven't been closer than they are right now.
Definitely not. Herculaneum switches things up on defense. They give it to the fullback, and not much on the carrier there. Not much yardage for Flentke.
He maybe got one on that one, maybe
Forward
two.
progress probably got him something, but not a lot. Just inside the 5. Actually struggled, but got 2 yards. Looks to be second and goal from the 4.
Second time Flintke's actually gotten the ball, or the first time that is, rather.
Perryville's got plenty of time to work with. They really need to punch this thing in. Bowens gets set underneath. They bring in Ragglespringer in motion again. Pass to the left side. Ball caught right near the goal line, and it's caught for a touchdown. Right on the line. Cassinger is there to make the grab as he fell right on the line, but he broke the plane. Short touchdown toss. Bowens to Cassinger, one of those quick hits. And Perryville scores for the first time in the game.
Well, it's something Perryville really needed right now. And maybe that turnover was a spark, Ryan. They just scored on it. I would have to say it was.
Well, they certainly needed that. Just a short, quick slant pass to Kassinger.
Everybody was hooking right, too. Everybody that was on the line was pushing right like they were going to run it that way. All of a sudden, Kassinger's on the left side, gets a little swing route to him.
Extra point good, and it's 21-7. We'll take a break. Back in 1 minute for the kickoff on KJF. Bone on the return for Herculaneum. Caught it near the 25-yard line, brings it back up across the 35, down at the 36. That's where Herculaneum will begin their next drive. Perryville gets on the board. Black Cats, though, still leading 21-7 with under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Herculaneum wants to try to turn things around after that turnover, which cost them 7 points. Shores with the fumble. Perryville started the drive and was able to punch it in. A quick slant pass from Bowens to Kassinger gets Perryville on the board. Let's see if the Black Cats are able to turn it around now. Or is Perryville now up to the task of trying to stop Herculaneum's pretty dangerous offense, to be honest. They've looked pretty sharp out there for most of this game.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball really well on the ground. Like I said earlier, I mean, there's only been one pass, and it was the 2-point conversion. So every drive that they've had has been on the ground, and the way it looks like, they're just going to stay with that. Why change it if it's working? But although it didn't work on the last drive, not completely anyway, they gave up that fumble.
Two tight end set. They give us to Shores. He's got room up the middle, still on his feet. And it's good to see Herculaneum going right back to it. He brings it up just shy of the 45-yard line at the 44. A good pickup, but it's good to see Herculaneum immediately go right back to Shores after he fumbled on his last carry. They got enough confidence in him to give him the first carry of this next drive. And he picks up about 7 yards.
It also shows that, you know, they do have a lot of confidence in him right now. And like you said, giving that first try back on there, it kind of breaks the ice.
Two tight end set. Bone gets the carry after some misdirection. Bone's going to be a little bit shy of the first down marker. He might be right on it, actually. Run it across the 45 to near the 47.
It's going to be close. It might be a little bit short. We're right practically near the 50-yard line, and just a couple yards away from that. And looking at it from here, it's really close. Maybe
He's
short.
Off by about a foot. Maybe a foot.
You got a better
Maybe
angle.
Maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Third and short for the Black Cats. Womack's under center. He's going to run it straight up the middle himself. He gets the first down and plenty more. Gets all the way across the 50-yard line into Perryville territory to the 48. So Womack's picks up about 6 or 7 yards, actually, just on that lunge forward.
A little more than they expected, I guess, but still nice to get those extra yards.
Clock ticking away, 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and counting remaining in the first half. Herculaneum leading 21-7. Womack's will be under center with the two tight end set. Fakes to two men, now gives to Bone. Bone across the right side, gets tripped up to the 40-yard line. About an 8-yard pickup for Brian Bone. They'll bring up second and short. Bone's going to be a workhorse this season, no question about it.
Well, in this game, he's been a workhorse, that's for sure, although that's his first touch of the second quarter. First quarter, he had about 21 yards altogether. Definitely have used him a lot, but now on this side, only once. And it's just that last 8-yard drive.
Murphy changing it up a little bit now. Womack's hitting the backfield. Oh, and he flips it to Bone at the last second. Still on his feet. Didn't get a ton of yards to the near side. But he is brought down to around the 38-yard line. He's close to first down yardage. What a presence of mind by Womack's to get rid of that football. You know, as a spectator, you look at it and you're like, wow. And as a coach, you're not liking that because that ball could have been tipped and knocked in the backfield and fumbled.
There's a lot of different things that could have happened right there. Yeah, the line for Herculaneum just fell apart right there, and all of a sudden the play just changed. It had to. It had to change.
They do get the first down, though. They move the chains on that run. Now here's Bone off the left side. Continues to move forward. He's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that run. Now we're down to 3 minutes before halftime. And are we going to get a timeout? Yes, we are. Perryville calls a timeout. This will give us a chance to take a break as well. With 2:56 remaining in the first half, Herculaneum leads at 21-7 over Perryville. Back in 60 seconds on KJF. Second down and about 6 coming up here for Herculaneum, and Blake Womack's quarterback for Herculaneum is set to take the snap. He gets it, and the give is to Abate. He's got a little bit of room up the middle, still on his feet. Brings it across the 30 to about the 33, and then loses forward progress. Close to first down yardage, though. Let's see if they give it to him. They do. Abate gets the 6 or 7 yards he needed to move the sticks. And Herculaneum continues with this drive. Festus leading Farmington now 13-10. That's still in the first half, of course. And DeSoto up 20-0 over Pacific. Womack's gives to Bone up the middle. Still on his feet, broke a couple of tackles, now near the 20 before he's finally brought down.
Yeah, he was just kind of going with the flow there. Whatever happened, he was kind of like a pinball machine, just kind of bouncing around in the pack.
Grandview and Chaffee are now at the half. They're scoreless. Priory over Windsor 6-0 at the half. And again, it was DeSoto leading Pacific 20-0. Some of those games reaching halftime. Womack's with the handoff. Flag comes in. We haven't seen many penalties in this game, that's for sure. Not a lot of yards up the middle by the ball carrier for Herculaneum. We'll see about the penalty.
I think it's the first penalty we've seen on the game.
It's going to be a hold against Herky. Yeah, the only flag we saw earlier they picked up.
Yep. It ended up being a timeout they were going for. Got it just before the delay of game went by. The clock went down.
This will move Herculaneum back a little bit on this late drive.
It has been a clean game as far as penalties go. I mean, there really haven't been any mistakes from either team.
That's 2nd and 14 after the penalty as Womack's back under center. Give is to Bone. Following lead blockers to the near side, trying to look for a seam, and he gets stood up right near the 30. Might have gotten up to the 29 or 28-yard line. Looks like about the 29. Not much there, though. Perryville was up to the task of stopping him for a short gain. Maybe 2 yards picked up by Bone.
Well, Ryan, before the
about
game,
13 coming up.
sorry about that, but before the game, we talked about how Perryville, when they were getting off the bus practically, is like, man, they've got some big guys, and right there, the biggest guys they have were all over him at that point.
Funny thing is, a lot of the bigger kids are not even in the lineup. And a fumble on the exchange from the center to Womack's. And Herculaneum is able to gobble it up, but that's going to lose it down, and it's going to be a 4th down coming up as Herculaneum fumbles on the exchange. And these are the kind of things that you normally see in a first game of the season.
Sure. But as I mentioned a moment ago, the game has been clean as far as penalties goes, but interceptions and turnovers and fumbles and whatever it may be, that's something that's really caused some problems for both teams tonight. And now it's starting to cause some problems for Herculaneum, although that was in their favor as the ball just went straight on the ground and Womack's was all over it.
Another score that we just got an update from, start of the second quarter. St. Pius leading 13-0 over Barat Academy. That game started a little bit later, from 7 to 7:30 as they changed venues from Barat Academy to St. Pius. But the Lancers had the lead there.
Good for them to get a couple of scores in that game. Good for St. Pius.
43 seconds remaining in the half, and it's fourth down and about 15.
Well, you might as well go for it, I guess.
I suppose.
Just don't want to fumble the ball or cause an interception or whatever it may be.
This is an interesting call, though. They're going to pitch it to Bone. He's going to look to throw it down the right sideline. He's got a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Frank Abate with the catch. A little halfback option on the pitch to Bone. He rolls out to the right and throws the score down the right side of the end zone. He finds Abate all alone for a touchdown.
Okay.
Little trickery on the side of Herculaneum.
They brought up that trickery tonight with the running plays, but we haven't seen it with any throwing or passing plays tonight at all. I mean, that was the first time that the ball's been really thrown up in the air besides that 2-point conversion.
Freely's kick is good. 28-7. Herculaneum on top with 36 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll take a 1-minute break and the kickoff next on KJF. Kickoff to Perryville. Takes a dive at the 20, but picked up. And room up the middle by the Perryville return man, and he gets upended around the 44-yard line. Good return. Cassinger again on the return. Pretty good. He had a head of speed going in front of him, didn't he?
Sure did. He picked up speed rather quickly. It only took him about 5 to 10 yards to get that full speed chugging. Although he was quickly stopped by Herculaneum, a couple yards short of the 50-yard line. Actually, quite a few yards short, about 6.
Belleville leading Northwest 28-6. That's a halftime score, as is Grandview leading 6-0 over Chaffee. 26 seconds left. Let's see what Perryville's able to come up with. They're in the shotgun. Bowens gets the snap, looks to pass. He fakes to the left side, now goes back right. Ball is dropped. Had him out wide open, but the ball was dropped by number 6, James Hill. He wasn't going to get very far, but he had a chance to pick up a few yards there.
Maybe quickly get out of bounds, so.
And he was on that far sideline. I'm sure that's where he was going to be heading if he caught it.
Right.
Problem is, you got to make sure you catch the ball first.
Yep.
A lot of guys get caught. You know, you try to move without having the football secured.
Exactly.
Second down and 10 for Perryville on their own 44. They trail 28-7 to Herculaneum. Bowens gets the snap. He looks over the middle, throws, and the ball is caught at the 50. Not a lot of yardage there, but it is something. Hotop on the grab. Pickup of about 6 yards. Timeout Perryville with 13 seconds remaining. I want to continue to thank some sponsors, including Eagle Bank and Festus, the Lowry Law Firm in Hillsboro, McFarland Travel of Festus, the Law Office of Breeze Roberts, Ponder Bates, the YMCA of Jefferson County, Plaza Tire Service of Festus, all helping to sponsor our coverage of high school football this fall here on KJF. Herculaneum with a 28-7 lead. We'll be sending it to the studio soon after our first halftime break to get an update of the scores from across the area. We've been able to throw a couple of them at you so far throughout the first half of this one, but more good check of updated scores will be coming up at halftime back at our studios at KJF. Third down and about 4 coming up for Perryville. Back from the timeout. Bowens out of the gun. 4 receivers set. He's got 1 tailback with him. Flushed out of the pocket. Bowens, he's going to be sacked in the backfield. It's Shores. Tim Shores coming through with the quarterback sack. And that's going to run out the remaining time in the first half. Herculaneum leads it 28-7 over Perryville as we have reached halftime. Perryville will be receiving to start the second half as the kick is off and a deep kick down the middle, fielded at the 15-yard line. It's Kassinger up the middle, looking for some room, trying to find a seam, and he continues forward near the 40-yard line before he's brought down. Pretty good return. Quick check of some updated scores that we got just a moment ago. Fox was trailing to Parkway South 21-17 at the half. And it was Priory with a 12-0 lead over Windsor, that now in the third quarter.
Looks like we do have a flag on the play.
Face mask.
Yep.
Against the Herky Black Cats. That'll cost them a couple of yards, to say the least.
Yep, a little more than a couple. That's a harsh one. Is that still
they're going to mark it off, I think, from the point of the tackle.
Okay.
So this is going to be a 15-yarder, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's transferred into high school ball as
Universal,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, universal. It's 15 yards, even if it's incidental face mask touching. They used to have the 5-yard variety and then the 15-yard variety, which was, personal foul face mask. Perryville's going to run it out of the spread, looks like now. We do have one tight end, though. It is Bowens out of the gun. Perryville's showing some different things now, and they're going to hand it off the left side. They give it to their fullback. He's got some room. Rumbles up to the 40-yard line before being brought down. A solid pickup. About 7 yards there for the fullback. Number 10, Garrett Flintgy.
He only had one carry in the game so far, so they're going to him now, it looks like, in this second half.
He's been primarily a blocker in the first half. He was out there every play, but didn't get a touch. Second down and about 3 coming up here for the Pirates. 28-7. Herculaneum lead. Perryville starting off with possession in the second half. And up the middle, running it is Bowens, and he gets stood up by Bone and company after a couple of yards, and a flag flies in from the far sideline. Almost getting the impression that Perryville jumped off sides. If that's the case, that would be the first penalty against Perryville the whole game. False start against Perryville. And that is their first penalty. Herculaneum's only had 2 flags. Now Perryville picks up their first.
It was definitely the shortest margin of time that a flag has been thrown. We haven't seen that all game. Like we talked about earlier, really clean first half as far as penalties go. Here, 2 in a row practically. First on the kickoff, and now here, false start.
They do have to mark off that yardage from the original line of scrimmage. Those yards will not be counted for the most part on that quarterback keeper by Bowens. Second down and about 8 now after the penalty yardage. Again, out of the gun, it will be Bowens. He has to redirect one of his wide receivers who was set up on the wrong side. Low snap, but it's picked up by Bowens. He's looking to run it. He's got room up the middle. Now he's brought down by Greeley at the 45-yard line. A loss of about 2. This pushes them back almost all the way to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be third and about 9.
I don't know about you, Ryan, but I am totally distracted right now. The smell of that burger is killing me.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up myself. They're cooking some good stuff over at the concession stands
That's
here
right.
at Herculaneum. Dugan Memorial Field.
Pretty good crowd on hand as well.
Herculaneum, I got to admit that Herculaneum always has one of the better grass surfaces around.
Man, it looks beautiful.
It's very spongy. I was walking on it before the game. Very spongy. The turf is in great condition. Looking left and now throwing it over the middle. Incomplete. Overshooting his target is Bowens. A little bit too much mustard on that pass as it's thrown incomplete. Kassinger could not grab it.
Yeah,
It brings up 4th.
Just sailed a little high on him, got over his head, and Kassinger even jumped for it, so you can tell how offline he was on the throw. It's a bit high.
Perryville really has no choice. They have to punt this thing away. Cassinger is their punter. Stands back at the 40-yard line to let it fly. Back deep for Herculaneum. Looks like Fuller. And they let it go. It's going to be a punt to the near side. Fuller will make the catch at the 15, and he falls down right there. At least he hung on to the ball, but he falls almost right where he caught it. And Herculaneum will be pinned rather deep in their own territory. They'll start 1st and 10 on their own 18.
Strangely, Ryan, that almost looked intentional. It almost looked like he just fell down on purpose, but obviously just lost his footing there.
Sometimes when you're young, and Fuller's only a sophomore, by the way, but sometimes when you're a young player, you just worry about making the catch first and not worrying about what you do afterwards.
Right.
Because, being a punt returner is not an easy job.
No, you got guys flying past you down the field.
It's very easy to get distracted, very easy to fumble. High snap, but the ball is hung on to, and now Shores has room to the near side of the 40, 50-yard line into Perryville territory, down to the 45. Tim Shores almost broke that one open. What a great job of misdirection by Herculaneum. Wow. He's going to pick up about 36 yards on that run. Started from their own 18. He gets up to the 44 and 46, actually, in Perryville territory.
Yeah, that was something else. Somehow he just came out where everybody was hanging out there in the middle. Lots of helmets hitting, and all of a sudden, there he comes.
Timeout called by Perryville, and they're not liking what they see from their defense. 1st and 10, Herculaneum on the Perryville 46-yard line. Herculaneum in the wishbone, and they give it to Bone up the middle. Runs over a couple of tacklers and falls ahead to the 40-yard line. 6-yard pickup by Brian Bone. Bones had a lot of very tough yards, a lot of yards after contact. You're just wondering, when's he going to break one?
Yeah.
He's gonna bust one sometime.
Yeah, his longest rushing play tonight, 10 yards.
He's got it in chunks. 6 yards here, 5 yards there, 4 yards, 8 yards, and the one run for 10. Here it's 2nd and about 4. Womack looks to pass. He's got a man wide open over the middle. It is caught by Biddick, the tight end. He escapes a man at the 10-yard line and will run it into the end zone for a touchdown. Herculaneum caught Perryville napping as they passed it out of the wishbone formation to their tight end, Rex Biddick.
Man, they waited forever to throw the ball in this game, and they picked the perfect timing where Perryville was still uneasy in this drive right now with their defense. They even took a timeout to, rethink their defensive strategy, and right now, Herculaneum's just split it wide open once again. Now 34, let's see what the extra point.
Greeley's kick has got plenty of distance and is good, and Herculaneum leads 35-7 over Perryville. 40-yard touchdown pass, Womack to Rex Biddick. And the Black Cats increase their lead here in the 3rd quarter. Herculaneum has increased their lead 35-7. Kickoff to Perryville taken from the 15. Cassinger with room up the middle. Still on his feet and finally gets brought down. Nice tackle there on the play. It looks like it was Brady Womack that was able to bring him down. But Perryville still will have decent field position on their own, near their own 40-yard line, but they've got some work to do now.
Yeah, they sure do. Herculaneum has really broke open this game. Even when Perryville had the touchdown, you kind of felt that Herculaneum still had a pretty good beat on this game.
35-7 Black Cats.
Though a score would help right now for Perryville, no doubt about it.
Now you got to get somewhere.
Yeah.
They are running that spread once again. They're out of the shotgun. Fullback gets the carry. Fletchke breaks away from one tackler and rumbles ahead, picking up about 5 yards. That was a nice play.
I think somebody's...
He broke a tackle. Creeley couldn't quite get a handle on him. And then Fletchke is able to pick up about 5 yards. Creeley is coming to the sideline. Yeah, he looked like he was shaken up a little bit.
Probably jammed his thumb. Sometimes when you go into those hard tackles, he can jam a finger real easy hitting those pads.
Halftime score, St. Pius up 26-0 on Barat Academy. And later in the third quarter, Priory now leads 19-0 over Windsor. Two receivers to the near side as Bowens is out of the gun again. Looks to pass near side. They're going to set up a little bubble screen. Catch is made by Kassinger, and he's able to pick up enough yardage for the first down. Right across the 50-yard line at the Black Cat 49 is where he's brought down. He picks up about 6 yards there and gets what he needs. Perryville moves the chains. Under 7.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter, with the Black Cats leading 35-7. Out of the gun, again, is Bowens, directing his wide receiver to the right spot.
Yeah, they've been playing musical receivers pretty much these last couple of drives they've had.
And they may have run out of time. Did they have to call a timeout? I believe they did. They're running out of time to get the play off, and the Pirates had to call a timeout. They burn another timeout. Flintke off the left side gets a carry as Perryville quickly gets back to the spread. They give it to their fullback, and Flintke picks up some solid yardage running off the left tackle, forced out of bounds near first down yardage. I think he's going to be a little bit shy of that, about 9 yards picked up there. Perryville looking for some momentum as Herculaneum has jumped on him 35-7 here in the third quarter. Black Cats have looked sharp. Perryville at times has looked pretty good, but just haven't found the consistency they need. Two receivers again to the near side, out of the gun. Bowens, he's going to hand off to the fullback again. He's flushed out of the pocket, and he gets hit hard off the left side, but he did get inside the 40 to get the first down. Lenke. Well, did he get there? He may not have. Okay, he did. He did get the 1 yard he needed. First glance, I thought he got it no problem, but then when I saw where they put the football, where the referees and the officials put the ball, I went, well, maybe not, but they say that he did get it.
And it didn't look like they were going to move the chains either. I looked up and thought maybe they're just going to keep it there.
First and 10, Perryville on the Herculaneum 39. Clock stopped after Flecky went out of bounds with 6:43 left in the third. Herculaneum moving around on D. Looking to pass, then a pump fake, and now flushed out of the pocket. Bowens lets it go deep down the sideline to the left side. Incomplete! Right through the arms of the intended receiver, Cale Regelspringer. Wow.
My goodness.
He was wide open, and the ball just fell right between his two hands.
Gotta have that stick him on those gloves. Did it even touch the gloves? I mean, right through his hands.
He may have got a piece of that ball, but it was right there. It was out there, laid out on the table for you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was going to be a touchdown.
That was a nice pass by Bowens.
That was 6 points right there.
Absolutely. That's a shame. Brings up third and 10, or check that, second and 10.
That's the first time tonight we've seen Bowens throw kind of deep, and it looked pretty good. Good spiral, good arch. Good enough to get over that defender that was on him. Just right through the hands.
Going back to the gun again. Looking to the near side now, over the middle. Ball is caught by Kassinger. Makes the catch and then falls down. Inside the 25-yard line near the 20 is where he's brought down. He's got the first down. Looks like they mark him at the 23-yard line, 24.
Well, it's really good to show everybody right now in this crowd and everybody else as well that Perryville still got a chance to throw the ball downfield. Although they just missed an opportunity to score a touchdown, they come right back right after that and get about 15 yards on a good pass play to Kassinger.
First and 10 from the 23. Hand off to the fullback. He's got room off the left side. Herculaneum trying to get in on him. There's a flag thrown as he breaks the tackle and will go in for the score, but what about the penalty? There's a flag back at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be a hold against Perryville and bring back the touchdown. Flenke did a good job of breaking tackles, but
it seemed
might have been some illegal blocks in there, basically, some holds.
It was almost too good to be true. Somehow he got out of that, and because I thought for sure he looked tackled. I mean, he was going down, and all of a sudden he walks into the end zone.
He just broke tackles and kept his feet moving. And that's going to take away a 23-yard touchdown scamper by Flenke. Instead, Perryville's going to look at a 10-yard penalty from the spot.
That's 2 times in this drive alone that Perryville probably should have had 6 points.
Now, one incomplete pass on a man that was wide open.
Right.
And then the touchdown that was just taken away because of the penalty.
Go either way on that one, but still, possibility could have come out good for Perryville.
Ball's going to be marked at the 30 because the flag was thrown at the 20-yard line. So that it's 10 yards from the spot, but from the original line of scrimmage, they only go back about 7 yards from there. Looking to pass on the near side, letting it go to the right sideline. The ball tipped away at the last minute. It was heading out of bounds. Abate was there to deflect it away from Rigelspringer. Good coverage by Abate. I don't know if, even if that ball was caught, I don't know if he was going to be in bounds.
No, it would have been a really acrobatic, keep your tippy toes on the line. You know, there was really no way that he probably could have kept that in bounds. And he even got pushed a little bit as the defender was also going for the ball. But I don't think you could justify that he probably had a chance to catch that one. Good pass, though, a little too far.
2nd and 17 for the Pirates on the Herculaneum 30. Bowen's back to pass again. A quick strike. Tipped pass, almost intercepted. Bowen had a hand on it. Incomplete, though. Brings up 3rd down. Shores will come in for defensive purposes. So we see him run in from the sideline, replacing Lane Ackridge. Now it's 3rd and 17 for the Pirates. Looks like the new play is being brought in by Jared Hotop for Perryville.
Got to convert here.
Absolutely. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Getting the snap, looking to pass is Bowens. Over the middle, he's got a man. Incomplete, overshot him. A little bit too much on that pass. Incomplete to Hotop, brings up 4th down. Now you got a big-time decision here. Perryville may be deep enough to where they want to go. They want to go for it, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's 35-7.
They may have to go for it.
It might just have to go for it right here.
You're down by 4 touchdowns.
2 chances on this drive to score, and that last pass just sailed high of Hotop, who was only 5'9". That pass was meant for a 6'5" man, no doubt. Well over the head of Hotop.
Sure enough, Perryville is going for it on 4th and long. Ball's going to be thrown down the left sideline into a bunch. Several people there. A couple of guys get tangled up a little bit, but incomplete pass, no flag. Herculaneum will take over on downs from their own 30-yard line. We can fully expect Herculaneum to probably keep the ball on the ground now to get the clock moving with a large lead. But then again, maybe that's what Perryville's going to expect. You never know. Herky came out with a quick little pass play in their last possession and scored on that quick little pass to the tight end Biddick.
Yeah, I think that
Perryville was moving everybody into the box, and then all of a sudden Biddick got past everybody, and Womax hit him with a short pass, and off he went. So we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, the Herculaneum team has been kind of tough to judge sometimes on offense from the defensive perspective. Just looking on the outside in, Perryville is right now. They're trying to figure out what Herculaneum is going to do, and pretty much every drive. The only mistakes that were caused weren't by Perryville, but by Herculaneum's own team. You know, they had the fumble. It, you know, practically led to the touchdown. From there, it's been all uphill, I guess, for Perryville. They really haven't had much chances.
Again, they've shown flashes, but just no consistency.
Right.
Herky going with the Maryland eye again. Shores gets it, and not much up the middle. He got stood up pretty well. Forward progress maybe got him a half yard. We'll have to see. Maybe nothing.
Inches.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I'm sure that's a little different from seeing 36 yards in his last attempt. He was expecting to go a little farther than that, I would gather.
Herculaneum has won 3 consecutive meetings with Perryville, looking for their 4th going into tonight. And as we mentioned during pregame, Herky's won 11 of the last 12 head-to-head meetings with the Pirates. Bowen with a carry. He gets stood up after picking up a couple. He got close to the 35 before he got pushed backwards. Not a ton of yardage there by Bone, but he does pick up a few. It'll still bring up 3rd down and long. Herculaneum won it last year, 42-0, 33-13 the year before that in 08, 12-0 in 2007. A 7-6 Perryville win was in 2006. Then you go back and Herculaneum really dominated the meetings from 2005 back to 2002. Then you go back 97 to 94, and a lot of Herculaneum dominance. 3rd down and about 8. And the give is to the second man through. Brewers Bone, he broke one for a moment. Brings it up near the 50-yard line. Just shy of the 50 is where he's brought down. About 26 yards for Bone on that run. And he almost broke it for a touchdown. That was on 3rd and 8, too. That was good blocking by Herculaneum's line. Those guys have done a pretty good job tonight.
I'll tell you what, one of those attributes of a good team is getting first down, especially with a lead like this late in the game. Got to get first down to stay on the offensive side and keep that clock rolling.
And Shores gets that one. He's got some room. Brings it across the 40-yard line down near the 35.
He didn't just come across that, he was carrying guys.
Power running for Tim Shores as he picks up about 16 yards. And Herky moves the sticks again. 1st and 10 from the Perryville 34. Shores and Bone, those two have really been the workhorses in this one.
No doubt about it.
You know, Bate's had his chances too, but the bulk of the carries have come from Shores and Bone, the seniors.
10 touches for Bone tonight and 9 for Shores. It's a pretty good mix.
Herculaneum's going to have to call a timeout. They're not going to get the play off in time. So they're going to have to talk it over. That's something that Coach Helms probably won't be too pleased with. 3:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Herculaneum on top 35-7 back from the timeout. Herculaneum was running out of time on the play clock and had to call the quick timeout. There's a handoff coming near side. It's Abate getting a chance. He's trying to get to the corner. He's brought down just inside the 30-yard line. He needed about one more block in there, and he might have been off to the races.
Yeah, Bone did his job right there, blocking, but too many Pirates right there to cave in on that moment.
About 6 yards picked up by Abate. He's had a pretty good run tonight, percentage-wise. Is that like his 4th carry, maybe, the entire night?
It's his 5th, actually, yeah.
I mean, he's got close to 100 yards.
Yep. 85 on the night.
Herculaneum goes back to the wishbone again. Womack's under center. Gets the snap, fakes, he looks to throw. Flush out of the pocket, running to the right side, and he's going to be sacked. Brought down back at the 40. Couldn't find a man open. Biddick went too deep on him, I think. And Perryville brings him down for a big-time loss. That's about an 11-yard loss. Womack again, young quarterback, taking over. He's a junior. Played sparingly last year as a sophomore as far as getting times and snaps at the varsity level. He's got some tools, but he's going to put Herky in a second and long situation here. Looks like second and about third, actually. Third down and 16. Hand off to Bone. He's looking for some room, breaks a couple of tackles, continues to get good yards after contact, and he's brought down about the 33-yard line. He'll have about 7 yards there, but Herculaneum's going to be looking at fourth down and about 9.
They were kind of hoping that they could get that sack yardage that they lost back on that run, but fell short a little bit. We'll see what they want to do. I mean, turning it over right now isn't a bad idea. I mean, they're really in a good position on the field. It'd just be just as good enough if it was a kickoff right now if Perryville were to get the ball. So they're only 9 yards to go. Let's see what they can do.
They give it to Bone. He stood up at the line of scrimmage, spins away from one man, but now the numbers game is just way too much. Brought down just shy of the 30. He's going to pick up a couple, but well short of the first down. Perryville will take over on downs. And the ball goes back to the Pirates with 1:08 to play in the third quarter. Updated scores real quick. Park Hill Central leads St. Vincent 41-6. Third quarter, St. Genevieve up 27-7 over Dexter. Priory now into the fourth quarter leads Windsor 19-0. Those are some of the updated scores that we have. Hopefully we'll get another Festus and Crystal City score before too long. Festus was having a barn burner with Farmington, close game. Crystal City was having their way with Brentwood, a Class 2 state semifinalist last year. In fact, Class 2 state runner-up last year. Flemke off the left side, getting the carry out of the shotgun, and he's going to be forced out of bounds just shy of the 40. Some solid yards, though, picked up there by Flemke. Pirates now taking over. Clock stopped as he was forced out of bounds with 58 seconds remaining in the third. This game has been Herculaneum's pretty much since the onset. They led 21-0 at one time. Closest Perryville has gotten since then was that 21-7 score, and then Herculaneum has scored two touchdowns uncontested. Second down and about 3 here for the Pirates. And somebody moved. Perryville moved on the offensive line. False start will push him back 5 yards. It'll now be second down and about 7. Make it second and about 8. And we're looking at second and 3, and take that away now.
Every flag was on the field on that one. There was no doubt about it.
Seen more flags already in the second half than we did the entire first half.
Very true. Just the one in the first and probably about 3, would you say, in the second half?
Probably so far. Yeah, 1 flag in the entire first half.
That doesn't happen every time, every start of a season.
Bowens throws it down the left side. He's got a man, incomplete. Looked a little awkward trying to catch up to that ball. The intended target, Kirk Hadler. He tried to leap for it at the last second. He had a step on his man too, but he couldn't catch up to the ball. He kind of slowed down as the ball was coming his way when he needed to keep going.
That's what I was just about to say. It looked like if he would have kept running, it would have been right in his wheelhouse, you might say, right in the breadbasket. And probably would have got some awesome yardage if he would have held on to it.
Incomplete pass brings up third down and 8. 50 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
A little bit of adjusting by Perryville, and they could be a dangerous team. The throws that they've had, the passing they've had in this game.
Owens throws a good ball.
He does throw pretty well. Good spiral.
They're going to set up a screen to the near side. And Flemke's got some room, breaks a tackle at the 45 to the 50, into Herky territory, pushed out of bounds around the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down for Perryville on a third and long play. They were trying to set up the screen to the tailback, Flemke. ran it pretty well after that. They mark him out at the 42. 39 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Perryville coming off a 1-9 season last year, and sometimes it's just really hard to try to turn the corner when you've had a tough run at it lately. And Perryville's had some down years in football. Delayed handoff, room off the left side, trying to get free to the corner, cutting it back inside, across the 30 down to the 25-yard line is the ball carrier, Zook. Haven't called his name in a while, and he's going to pick up the first down. Late's the one that finally finished him off. It looks to be right on the 25-yard line. Into the third quarter in Hillsboro, and the Hawks are leading Mexico 21-19. Be huge for Hillsboro to start off this season with a win. They only won one time all of last year.
And it gets a team they've never faced before either, in the Mexico team.
First and 10 Perryville on the Herculaneum 25. Down to about 10 seconds now remaining in the quarter. Throw goes over the middle, catch is made. Zook still on his feet. Down near the 15-yard line. He may have gotten the 10 yards he needs for another first down. Clock will be stopped for a moment as they're going to have to take a look at where the football is. So they're going to be a little bit shy, I think, at the first. Nope, they got it. Take that back. First at 15 Perryville, and they're not going to get another snap off. Third quarter will come to an end. Perryville's driving, but it is Herculaneum leading on the scoreboard by a pretty good margin. 35-7, Herculaneum leads at the end of 3 quarters. Start of the fourth quarter as Herculaneum leads Perryville 35-7 here on KJEF. Other games from around the area, Crystal City now hanging on for a 27-26 lead over Brentwood. And Festus hanging on to a 13-10 lead in the fourth quarter over Farmington. A couple of close ones. Handoff to the near side. Zook trying to get to the corner, and he's brought down around the 14-yard line. Not much on that run by Zook. A little too much east-west running instead of north and south.
Yeah, in the last two drives, he's been moving forward pretty well. The last one, like you said, east and west, too much there, and Herculaneum caught up to him pretty quick.
Herculaneum starting to wear down a little bit. This has been a nice, long, sustained drive by Perryville. But can they cap it off with some points?
That's the problem they've had tonight. They've had these great, long drives. They've had several of them, at least 4 on the night total, and they just haven't been able to execute it there at the end, near the red zone.
Owens out of the gun. Looks to throw, brings it right side. It's caught by Hotop in the flat, trying to escape a man. Still on his feet, down near the goal line. He scores, touchdown. Hotop. A catch and run, and he forces his way in for the last 5 yards. 14-yard touchdown pass, Bowens to Hotop.
Bowens 9 for 10 in the game now. A couple of touchdown passes. They've been going in the air a lot the last 2 drives. Actually, the second half, they've been throwing the ball like crazy.
9 for 10 in the second half?
No, 9 for 10 in the game. 9 of 10.
Here's the kick by the extra point man, and that is good. Booted through the uprights. It's 35-14 with 11:03 to play in the ball game. Herculaneum leads at 35-14, and the Black Cats just fumbled the football out of bounds on the return. They had a short kick. They may have tried it onside, actually. I had my head down just for a minute. And Herculaneum does have the football and right near midfield. Black Cats trying to hang on, not hang on, but trying to get a little momentum back in their favor as Perryville scored on their last drive to make it 35-14. First down and 10, Herculaneum on their own 48. And Womack is going to give it to Abate. Spin move, but he slowed up enough for help to arrive for Perryville, and Abate is only going to pick up maybe a yard on the play. He was the second man through. Herculaneum running a lot of misdirection with those three tailbacks. Well, the one fullback, Shores, and the tailbacks, Abate and Bone. 2nd and 9 coming up. Thirty-five 14, Perryville trailing to this Herculaneum squad. The Cats with the ball. Change it up a little bit. They're going to pitch it to Bone. They're looking for lead blockers. Shores out in front. Bone escapes one man, brings it across the 45-yard line in Perryville territory. And he's going to be marked down at the 42. A solid run for Bone. Good for about 8 yards. He's close to first down yardage. And they do have it. First down, Herculaneum. So he got the 9 yards on the play to move the chains, and Herculaneum has it 1st and 10, again at the Perryville 42. One thing Herculaneum wants to do is keep the ball on the ground as much as possible and start to eat away that clock a little bit. Now they get the whistle going. And Womack will set up under center. Give is to Abate. Up the middle, he finds a seam, still on his feet, and he rumbles down near the 30-yard line. Running straight up the middle. Follows his blockers for a moment, then all of a sudden he decides on a hole and just darts to it. And he picked up some solid yards there. May have gotten 10. He did. 10 yards for Abate. Not getting as many carries as the other guy. He's ran for a very good percentage tonight. Womack was set up under center again. Now they're going to split out the receivers, the tight ends. And he's going to look to throw. Quick slant over the middle, caught by Fuller at the 25. And he's brought down immediately. Mark him down at the 26, actually. Fuller with a quick little catch, about 5 yards on the reception. Womack gets himself set up once again. They're going to split out the receivers again. Give is to Shores, the fullback. He lost the football, and the ball's still loose, and Perryville may have it. They do. Perryville takes over. Shores fumbles the football again, and the Pirates recover. Perryville will have it at their own 28-yard line. Shores fumbles for the second time in the game. Costly now.
Yeah, that's the 4th fumble, I believe, on the game for Herculaneum.
I think 2 of those were on the exchange.
Right.
From the quarterback either giving it to his tailback or from the center to the quarterback, but Shores has fumbled twice on contact. Shores right now getting an earful from Coach Helms, too.
He's one of their go-to guys, but you got to hang on to the ball sometimes.
Absolutely.
Keep it going.
I mean, one way to lose your job as a starting fullback or tailback is to start having fumbleitis.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself on the bench and finding somebody else in that spot pretty quickly.
That's pretty good. Fumbleitis. Good term.
Perryville trying to take advantage with 8:44 to play. Throw is over the middle, intercepted by the Black Cats. Returning by Dylan Labriere to the 35-yard line. He made the catch in the pick around the 45. That's his second interception of the game. Dylan Labriere. That was one of those quick passes by Bowens where he overshot his target, had a little too much on it. Labriere just cleaned it right up. It came right to him. He caught it right in the gut. And he takes it back about 10 yards before being tackled. So one fumble by Herculaneum, immediately into an interception thrown by Perryville.
Yeah, that's exactly what Perryville did not need at this time. They got a break, and on the first play, they turn it right back over to Herculaneum. And this gives Herculaneum just another chance to get even a leg up even more on Perryville right now as they're scoring position.
Herculaneum is going to have it first and 10 on the Perryville 36-yard line, 34-yard line after the interception. Second pick thrown by Bowens. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes, but he's also been intercepted twice, both by Labriere.
You must think he's a receiver or something. Keep throwing to the same guy. Yeah, it almost looked like a curl route for Labriere. He just turned around, hey, there's the ball.
Pretty much. Yeah, that one was just one where he was just off. Bowens was just off on his throw.
Switching it up again.
Yeah. Pitch goes to Bone as he comes to the near side. He's got some room trying to get to the corner, the 30-yard line, the 20, down the sideline to the 10, out of bounds inside the 5. Ryan Bone almost broke it. See where they mark him out. I think they're going to mark him out at the 5, right at the 5. 31-yard run by Bone. First and goal for Herculaneum. Shores, by the way, not in there at the fullback position right now. They brought in number 31, Skylar Smith, at the fullback spot. And they're going to stick with him there. Give us to Bone again off the right tackle, and he gets blown up right near the goal line. No, he got in. Touchdown, Herculaneum.
How about that?
Boy, he really forced that one in somehow because he got hit pretty good right at the line.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought he was going to be held short, but he broke the plane. Bone scores the touchdown, and Herculaneum has increased the lead here late in the ball game. About midway through, not quite midway through this fourth quarter. Alex O'Toole will be the extra point man this time. Line drive kick is going to find its way through. Didn't get that one too high off the ground, but it made it through. And Herculaneum leads at 42-14 with 8:20 to play. Herculaneum on top 42-14 here on KJEF with a little over 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Kickoff to the Pirates. Some room up the middle by the return man. Looked like it was Zook. He brought it across the 40-yard line near the 45 before he's brought down. Black Cats go back on top by a pretty sound margin. Four touchdown lead right now for Herculaneum over Perryville. Pirates need a quick strike. That's really the only chance that they've got. They can't eat up 4 minutes on a drive and score. They need to find the end zone quick if they want any chance to get back in this thing. Low snap and a fake handoff, and then now it's Bowens up the middle, and he's brought down just shy of the 50. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. Festus now losing to Farmington 17-13 in the fourth. Park Hills finishes off St. Vincent 41-6. Fredericktown up 21-0 on North County. Fox falling to Parkway South 27-17. St. John leading Dexter 27-13 in the fourth quarter. Grandview now up 14-0 over Chaffee. That's in the fourth. Out of the gun is Perryville. Throw comes to the near side. It's tipped and intercepted. Taken back the other way. It's Abate to the 30. He's to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. Abate on an interception return. And Herculaneum may have just finished off the Pirates there.
Yeah, Bowens just kind of overthrew it once again. He's been doing that all night, just sailing on everyone, and that time just tipped off the hands of the receiver right into the hands of Abate, going the opposite direction and straight to the end zone.
Another touchdown for Abate. That's his fourth. He's had 2 rushing touchdowns, a touchdown reception, now an INT return. 55 yards or so on the return by Abate. Extra point is up, has the distance, it's good. 49-14, Herculaneum leading Perryville with 7:15 to play. It's a 49-14 Herculaneum lead in the fourth quarter. There's the kickoff to the Pirates. Room up the middle by Cassinger, and then he's brought down hard near the 35-yard line. He returned it about 15 yards before he met contact, and then was brought down to the ground pretty tough. With a 35-point Herculaneum advantage, the clock is now running. It will not stop unless Perryville finds a score. Unless Perryville finds points, it's going to keep going. The only way it will stop is actually on a timeout or an injury. Spreading them out again are the Pirates. Shotgun formation for Bowens. 2 receivers off to the far side, 1 to the near side. And they hand it off to the fullback. Oh, and a hard hit, and running right over his man was Flenke. Boy, he just sent O'Toole flying. What a shot. Flenke did get out of bounds and did pick up near first down yardage. Not quite. He's about 2 yards shy of that, but about 8 yards picked up by Flenke. Clock, though, keeps running. Even if you run out of bounds, the clock still keeps going, even with a 35-point lead by one team over the other. Pirates will line it up out of the shotgun once again. Bowens gets the low snap, brings it near side. He's got a man wide open. It's Hotop. Hotop fumbles the football, lost it, and then it's recovered by Herculaneum. A flag did come in. Hotop was trying to fight for extra yardage. He had the first down, and then the ball popped out. And we'll see about the penalty. Let's see what the call is going to be, and if that fumble's going to hold up or not, depending on who the penalty was against, the foul.
Referee's still talking it over.
I think they're calling, a face mask against Herculaneum.
Well, that'll definitely bring it back.
That'll overturn the turnover.
Clock stopped as the referees are trying to figure it out.
I think they're going to call the face mask against Herculaneum, so this will take the interception away. Now, because of referees having to figure this one out, that's why the clock is stopped.
Right, that's exactly why. So that was a fumble by Hotop, or it was stripped out by Herculaneum.
Mm-hmm. The turnover will not stand because the face mask penalty against the Black Cats was before the fumble.
It's a pretty good deal for Perryville right now as they get to move up a
Yeah.
lot further than they intended.
They get to keep the ball, and now they get to move 15 yards up from where Hotop was.
Because there's no doubt about it, Hotop is pretty much going down around the 40.
Pretty close to that. Now Perryville will have it 1st and 10 from the Herculaneum 31. Clock starts to run again, a little over 5 minutes left. Black Cats up 49-14. They do a little reverse again, running off the right side, trying to make some room. Number 12, Cale Regelsberger, and he picks up about 9 yards off the right side. Ran a long way for about 8 yards. A lot of east and west running before he finally was able to turn it north.
No kidding. From this angle, it kind of looked like he just kept running diagonally. He just kept going and going. Is he going to move forward?
2nd and 2 coming up. Out of the shotgun again will be Bowens. Gives to the fullback. Flintke up the middle's got some room. Still on his feet, breaking tackles. Continues on near the 10-yard line before he's brought down. That'll be a 1st down for Perryville. The Pirates move the chains. And they're awfully close to seeing 1st and goal. First and 10, they say. 1st and goal, I should say. That's what I meant to say, anyway. 1st and goal for the Pirates on the 10-yard line. 3.5 minutes remaining. Out of the gun again, Bowens. He's got 2 receivers off to the right and 1 to the left. And he's going to throw it in the flat, and he overshoots his man. Incomplete pass. Trying to pass it to the sideline and way over the head of his intended target. Clock still keeps running, too, despite the incomplete pass. Going to get under 3 minutes here. Herculaneum appears to be on their way to winning their 4th straight game in their head-to-head meetings against Perryville. And will win their 12th game in the last 13 attempts head-to-head against the Pirates. Bowens gets the snap. Hands off. It's Flintke coming to the near side. He stiffs arms a man. Still on his feet to the 10. Run out of bounds around the 8-yard line. He didn't pick up much there. And the clock will continue to roll. They do mark him out at the 8. Just a 2-yard pickup.
Once again, that's running a long way just to get 2 yards.
We're going to be joining the Festus Farmington game at the conclusion of this one as they're still going in Farmington. We'll be able to hear our post-game interviews with Coach Helms and Coach Winkler during End Zone, which will, of course, follow all the games on the regional radio listening area once they're all concluded. Bowens will get the snap, passes right. They're trying to set up a screen, and then down goes Hotop. Nice shoestring tackle by Biddick. Abate came over to help out at the last minute. Not much there on that pass. May not have gained anything on that. Maybe a yard.
Well, they've tried that screen pass, like 2 or 3 times on this drive alone. Same side. I mean, if you're down by this much, you got to switch it up a little bit.
You got to start throwing to the end zone.
Yeah, exactly. And the clock's going down.
Yeah.
Got to have a deep pass.
4th and goal, too, from the 7. Bowens gets the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to chuck it to the right corner of the end zone. Overshoots his target. Incomplete. Herculaneum will take over on downs with 50 seconds and counting left. Little too much. He wanted to float it into that right corner, but he put too much air underneath that.
Yeah.
No way Cassinger was going to make a catch there. And Herculaneum will take over, and this more than likely is going to be our final score. Black Cats may have to take 1 snap.
Might not even get that. Nobody's even ready to go. The ball's on the field, but now now they're switching defense to offense, taking their time.
Yeah, they may not have to take a snap, it appears. And either way, it's going to be the victory formation anyhow, just to down it, take a knee.
Right.
Well, Herculaneum certainly showed a lot of positives in this one, as they will win it 49-14. That is our final score. Black Cats 49, Perryville 14. Herculaneum jumps to a quick 1-0 start on the 2010 season. Perryville will drop to 0-1.